a gap of about 4 months now. So yes, in the last 4 months, if you come to think about it, how much has the world changed? If you just think about it, it's simply mind-blowing. I think every aspect of our daily lives today has completely changed and has taken a complete U-turn in terms of what we were 4 months ago. I clearly remember 4 months ago when we would walk into this beautiful facility, at our will, park the vehicles, get started with our work. But now today when I am here, we had to really follow a protocol. First, the vehicles got sanitized, then we stepped inside, there was a thermal check, then the sanitization process, and then ensuring, all the physical distancing, me being alone in the room apart from, of course, Siddhant, who's helping with the camera from the social handles. We are operating in a very, very different way altogether. So today's session, friends, is again linked to this aspect of how lives has changed, in this current pandemic. So while taking all the precautions, is absolutely essential in the fight against this virus. Whether you talk about, wearing masks, hand hygiene, ensuring physical distancing. In today's session, I'm going to talk about a very important fourth aspect of safety, which is ensuring that surface to human transmission is as minimal as possible. And that's where the aspect of sanitizations, and sanitizing and sterilizing the surfaces which are frequently used comes into play. So, right at the start of the pandemic, about 4 months ago, when mankind was hit with this, immediately within the first month of this situation evolving, we at Ceasefire, got into this contemplation mode that how is it that the technologies that we've developed, in the last several years, is there a way we can deploy those into creating, an effective sanitization solution? And we found the answer in our mist-based technologies. And that's the demonstration that we've lined up today for you. So Ceasefire has launched this wonderful range of low-pressure, mist-based area sanitization systems, which are designed to look at and address the sanitization needs for all types of premises. And that's essentially what we are going to talk about today, and that is essentially what we are going to demonstrate live to you today in this session. But before we get on to the action, I will take you through a quick presentation, which will just give you a broad overview of what these systems are and how are they, segregated in terms of the technologies that we've deployed behind them. So I just, pull up a small presentation that I have here. Yes, so I hope you see this presentation now on your screen. So this is the low pressure mist-based area sanitization equipment that we're talking about today. And as I mentioned at the start, the key aspect that we're trying to address is how do we contain transmission through effective sterilization of surfaces which are, highly in use, because every kind of premises has its unique. So if you're a office, it's important that you sterilize it beginning of the day and during the day sometime. If you are a healthcare facility, then your risks are higher. Then you have to make this sterilization an ongoing activity that happens at your place. So depending upon the risk level, we have kind of developed a range which addresses the needs for all kinds of premises. Before we get on to the specific, it's important to know what is the key benefit that we are offering. what happens in the marketplace is that the minute there is a need, the minute there is a demand that gets generated, there are dime and dozen manufacturers who jump into the fray. There are a whole lot of solutions that are out there in the market. But how do you differentiate? How do you pick the right ones? And that's where you have to understand that what key benefit the ceasefire mist-based systems bring to the table is the fact that these are mist-based systems. So primarily they come with three prime advantages. First, this being mist-based, I hope you understand the concept of mist. Mist is when we break the droplet, a small droplet of water into tiny minuscule droplets so that, the coverage area is much more. So, systems we're talking about up to 4 times more coverage area than conventional methods of dispensing, the decontamination agents. So you typically have this handheld spray type equipment. As compared to that, this offers a much more extensive coverage area. So this especially comes handy when you're talking about decontamination of large premises. When you're talking about a mall, when you're talking about a stadium, when you're talking about a large factory, when you're talking about a large office, this comes really handy. Number 2, because this is mist-based technology, it is super efficient. With every liter of the sterilization agent, you are able to cover much more area. So it is super efficient. Number 3, because these are tiny droplets of the disinfectant that we're talking about, what happens is that once you've sanitized an area, it is important to also wipe clean it after the stipulated time. In case of the general disinfectant that we use, we typically say after 20 minutes you should just clean wipe it again. So mist-based systems which rapidly evaporate from the surfaces reduces substantially your effort of post-sanitization cleanup. So those are the 3 prime advantages you get with these systems. Extensive coverage, super efficiency, and reduced efforts on post-sanitization cleanup, because these are tiny droplets which automatically evaporate rapidly from the surface that we're talking about. This technology we've developed together with SIFI, the Research and Development Wing of DRDO, the Defense Research Development Organization. So we've done this initiative jointly with them. So I want to acknowledge this. The decontamination agent per se that we're using is sodium hypochlorite. Sodium hypochlorite today is globally proven to be the most effective agent in the fight against coronavirus. The minute this virus is exposed to this disinfectant, it kills away. So instantly it kills the virus the minute it gets exposed, and that's the reason we've deployed the most potent disinfectant into this hardware. However, the systems are so designed that at your place, if you wish to deploy and use any other disinfectant, you are most welcome to do that. So there are a whole lot of disinfectants available today in the marketplace, whether these are hypochlorous acids, and a variety of them. So this hardware that we're supplying you is equipped to handle all sorts of liquid disinfectants that are available in the marketplace. So with these systems, what we've done is we've deployed 2 prime propulsion technologies, to propel out the disinfectant, so that you can use it on various surfaces. One is air cartridge-based systems. So the propulsion is basically done through pressurized air cylinder that comes attached with these systems. So here we primarily have 3 system variants. One is a 9-liter backpack system. We will just show you a live demonstration of all of these, but just for you to understand the total range, the air cartridge-based systems come in 3 variants. One is a 9-liter backpack system. also relevant. You have a lot of places where all sorts of people are made responsible for the sanitization of a premise. So somebody might find it very bulky to you carry it on the backpack. So to add maneuverability, to add ease of use, we made it trolley mounted also. A lot of facility management companies who are going to use this extensively have ladies who are responsible for cleaning up and sanitization. For them, it is going to be a much easier version to use, in a trolley mounted version. So you have a 9-liter backpack, you have a 9-liter trolley, and you have a 45-liter trolley mounted version in the air cartridge based technology available. On the other side, you have motorized pump based technologies. Motorized pump is basically, again coming into 3 variants: a 9-liter trolley, a 50-liter trolley, and a 100-liter trolley. So these are typically the systems that you designed for large-scale, sterilization applications. Because if you're talking about sterilizing a large premise, then you would not want to be bound in the restriction of, an air cartridge, where an air cartridge means refilling of the air cartridge module. This is a completely plug-and-go solution, where the minute you switch on the power, you go ahead and sterilize it as long as the agent is available. So these are the 2 prime propulsion technologies we have. The air cartridge variant is just like I explained. You have a trolley mounted version, you have a backpack version, you have a 45-liter version. Very quickly. Okay, so we've spoken about the mist technology, we've spoken about how with each cartridge you could do multiple sterilization. So when we talk about air cartridge based systems, with one cartridge up to 13 sterilization applications are possible in both 9-liter and 45-liter versions. And each application lasts for a specific period of time. So when we're talking about a 9-liter variant, that is good for a continuous discharge in about 10 minutes. So for 10 minutes continuously, you can use the system and cover large spaces. For a 45-liter system, this is good to be used for about 50 minutes of continuous discharge. So that is what we're talking about. And with each of your air cartridges, 13 sterilization applications are possible. For the 9-liter version, we have a 2-liter air cartridge, which is pressurized at about 200 bar. That comes with the 9-liter variant. For the 45-liter, we have a 6-liter cartridge, which is pressurized at about 300 bar. Again, both giving you 13 sterilization applications each cartridge. Coming on to the more 3 variants here. A 9-liter trolley, a 50-liter trolley, and a 100-liter trolley. Again, multiple applications. So this is not restricted by the number of cartridges you deploy. It's a plug-and-play solution. So as long as the agent is available inside, you can simply go on and use it, because this works through suction pressure created. So whereas the air cartridge type is propelling the system through pressurized air, this has a water pump inbuilt in it, which triggers with the press of the lever of the gun and creates a suction pressure through which the disinfectant agent is expelled out. So typically what happens is that there is, since we supply this with sodium hypochlorite as the disinfectant agent, there is a simple formula one has to go by. So every 1 part of the disinfectant agent has to have 20% of the sodium hypochlorite and 80% has to be water. See, we are sourcing the sodium hypochlorite at a 5% concentration, but eventually when we deploy this in the system, it has to be used in 1%. So what happens is that every part of the disinfectant agent has to have 20% hypochlorite solution and 80% water. So when we're talking about a 9-liter we typically provide the sodium hypochlorite in two variants. So one is a 900 ml bottle, and then there is a 5 liter bottle. So I'll come to the 5 liter bottle also. But here, for a 9 liter version, you can get started in 2 bottles of 900 ml, which will make up to 1.8 liters of sodium hypochlorite, and then you add 7.2 liters of water, making 9 liters of solution. And that's how you get ready with the system. Similarly, when you're talking about a 45 liter version, you have to put 9 liters of sodium hypochlorite and 36 liters of water. So it's again the same 20-80 percentage. Again, 50 liters you have the agent, 40 liters there. For 100 liters, again 20 liters of the sodium hypochlorite, 80 liters there. So it's a simple rule we follow. Now, all of these solutions come equipped with a specially designed safety kit, because we are saying it's not only meant to disinfect the surfaces that we're talking about, but also has to consider the safety of the person who will be responsible to be using it. So you have a special safety kit that comes along with these solutions, where you have 60 pairs of disposable gloves, 60 pairs of masks, 60 pairs of headgears, and 4 pieces of eye gear, for the user that will be made responsible for using the systems. And of course, you have, depending upon the variant that we're talking about, we will supply to you as customers sodium hypochlorite solutions, and also the respective air cartridges will come attached with the system. So there are these typical things that one has to remember, while using the system, that because this is, a chemical agent we are talking about, they have to be disposed of responsibly. So after every application, you have to make sure that you drain off the residual solution carefully at a place which has a proper drainage facility. So if you randomly just throw it out in the open, it may just harm the surroundings there. So it is advisable to drain off the residual solution carefully, at a place which has a dedicated. For the 9 liter system, you can just simply turn it upside down, empty out the entire residual content, then put some clean water, rinse it, and throw it away. Also, the gun is a stainless steel one, so it's also important that you rinse it in the running water a little after use, so that you safeguard it against any sort of corrosion or blockage, and keep it like that. For the bigger systems, like the way you have your 45, 50, and 100 liter systems, we have provided a small, a tap, a ball valve tap at the bottom of the containers, and you can attach a small tube to it and drain out the stuff at a place where you have proper drainage. It is also advisable, to get ready with the, and this is possible especially in the pump-based system, where cartridges and air pressure is not involved, that you can get only the required amount of solution that is needed. So if you need not more than an X percentage of solution, just prepare that much, use it, and then prepare a fresh one for your next use. So this was a small presentation I wanted to share. Yeah, so this is a specific agent we're talking about. We're talking about sodium hypochlorite. So it's important to make sure that where you're using it, this is an area sanitization equipment, so should not be used on clothes, should not be used on upholstery, should not be used on fabric, because it might just decolor, the stuff there. Should not be used on active electrical equipment. This is mist-based system, but we are not yet recommending it to be used on live electrical equipment. So that was a small presentation I had. Just thought we will share this with you, just to give you a broad overview of what the systems are before we give you a live demonstration. So we've lined up a live demonstration right here. So Keshav, are we ready for this?
Yes.
So allow us a minute, we'll take you to the demo area and show you the systems in action. So Keshav, whenever you are ready, whenever you are now put it onto your, okay. You can exit out from here and then you are. Alright guys, let's go. Let's take you to the demonstration area where we lined up the live thing for you.
Look.
Start. Okay. So if you can come here, I'd like to show the audience the entire range. You can come here this side. So this is where we lined up the air cartridge based systems. These are three variants. The 9 liter backpack, the 9 liter on the trolley, and 9 liter on the trolley again. So this one comes attached with an air cartridge module. This is a 2 liter air cartridge module. It is pressurized at around 200 bar. And the way to use it is once you release the valve, you create an operating pressure here. You have to create an operating pressure of about 8 bar, before you start using it. Similarly here, the 9 liter is on the trolley, is again with a 2 liter air cartridge, pressurized at 300 bars. When you release pressure from here, you have to create an 8 bar working pressure, here. This one comes attached with a 6 liter air cartridge module. 300 bar is the pressure here. Then you have to activate and create a working pressure of about 13 bar, approximately 13 bar here before you get started. So this one is a completely stainless steel body, 8 systems that we created, and this is tested. This is also hydrostatic tested at about pressure. The operating pressure is only about 13 bar. This will ensure that you have safety. We also hydrostatically pressure tested it. So, and this one is our motorized pump based range. So you can have a close look. This one is a 9 liter variant, which has a air pump attached. So for its protection, there is a special steel casing around the pump. And it has a cord of about 10 meter long cord, and this is 9 liter. So the way to use it is you simply plug the system, and can you plug the system? When you plug the system, just with the press of the lever, of course there is a safety seal that you have to remove. Maybe you have a system ready. Stop the safety seal attached. I don't want to spoil the safety seal. Okay, so I'm removing the safety seal. Okay, alright. So just with the press of the lever, this will activate the pump and the thing will get ready. We've got actually the 50 liter version ready for demonstration right now, and that is the one that we will put to use right now. This one is the 50 liter version. So what happens here is that the outer casing is of steel, but inside we've used a plastic container. We've used a plastic container to make it absolutely non-corrosive. Again, this has a long cord attached, and this is what you will just do. They have a long 50 meter long cord. You have to break the safety seal again. And then just with the press of the lever, this is activated the motor. And a suction pressure is getting created, and you can go about using it as a disinfectant. So if I'm talking about disinfecting different surfaces, this one is a 50-liter variant. So this will give you a continuous discharge of about 1 hour. So for 1 hour, you can go about, and you can see how fine the, show it against the darker background, they'll be able to see how fine the discharge is. This is how you do it. So you release the gun, the motor is, so it's basically driven from the lever. That's how you do it. We will now demonstrate air cartridge based system. Air cartridge based system. So this one is the backpack version. And really portable. So you just have to remove the safety seal. This is simple cut away, and that's gone.
Come closer.
Yes. So hold on. So what he's done is he's released the pressure from the air cartridge down from here, created an operating pressure about 8 bar in the main cylinder. The thing is now ready for action, and you can go about using it as a, this is ready. So you move, walk, and cover as much surface as you want to. All common areas. So this one is good to be used continuously for about 10 minutes. About 10 minutes of continuous discharge is possible. And as you can see on the ground, how fine the spray is. This is going to evaporate very rapidly. So after about 20 minutes, you can quickly, and the spray is ready.
Stop.
When you have medium flame, premises, this is an ideal solution to be used. Where somebody can mount it at the back of of himself and get going with it. Whereas the trolley versions are created for especially the large premises, where we're talking about decontamination of extremely large spaces. So with a 50-liter and a 100-liter variant, this one is good to be used continuously for about 1 hour. 60 minutes of continuous. You can have a closer look, and it's very easy to maneuver around. Very easy to maneuver around. The weight is hardly being felt. Here again, grab one. No special training is needed for the person who's using it. All we have done is we've just connected this cord to a power source, switch it on from here, and then it's only from the gun. It's only from the gun. It's been connected. It's only from the gun. So no special training is needed for anyone. This is on from there. Okay. All right. Try it again. Extremely fine mist. And this is the point that I was trying to draw. That because this is extremely fine mist, you are able to cover much more area than the traditional dispensing methods of the typical system that you see in the marketplace. With this, a much larger area can be sanitized very, very effectively. And no special training, anybody can use it. Whereas the 100-liter system is good to be used continuously for about 2 hours. So when you're talking about extremely large premises like a stadium or a cinema hall or a mall, large factories, then this is the one to go for.
This one has a plastic casing that I just explained you. The plastic casing makes it, so this one is plastic inside. This one is plastic inside. It's just got a casing to give it a visual aesthetics, for visual aesthetics. Inside is all plastic. Whereas that one is a completely, the air cartridge one is a completely stainless steel body, because this is, they're using pressurized air. So you can't use plastic here. You're using compressed air. So that is the range, friends, we wanted to bring alive in front of you today in this session. I think we will now close for our Facebook users. If our Facebook users have any questions about any of these solutions, please write into us in our boxes. For our Zoom users, we will take a quick question answer session right now. Thank you so much indeed.